We're recording, so shut up.
Okay. I've gotten really good at making that sound. I don't know why. I'm not
Like
going to
a
put it in the
quiet
recording because
scream.
it's just like very, very unnerving to listen to, but it's really fun to do.
It sounds like somebody screaming from like outside your window or something. It's like a
But
quiet
it's
scream.
me. I'll go right in front of my mic. Ready? Nope. But hey guys, welcome back.
It's our second episode.
If you can tell from our outfits, we're still recording from episode 1.
Oh, but hey, it's because of the wedding. We want to make sure you guys get the content before I go off the grid for probably
How long are you going
weeks.
off the grid?
Oh God.
What are you
Probably
guys doing for your honeymoon? I've never asked that before because I was waiting. No, I wasn't. I'm going to say that I was waiting for the podcast, but I was not waiting. I just forgot to ask.
We keep going back and forth, but don't quote me on this, but when this comes out, it'll probably be booked. So then I guess you can quote me and I will tell you in episode 3 if it has changed. But I think we're going to go
3 in 20 minutes. No, you won't.
Episode 5, 4, end of the month. I think we're going to go to Florida and do the theme parks.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with, so I'm absolutely obsessed with Universal and Islands of Adventure. And we kept going back and forth about going out of the country or not. And with Omicron and with COVID and everything, we just thought that it was a little iffy.
I have one of my really good friends from college, one of my friends from my sorority, her uncle actually helped build Harry Potter World.
No way.
Never read a Harry Potter book in her life, which is weird to me.
What?
I know,
my
it doesn't
gosh.
make sense because she's only a year older than me. So I love her to death.
We got to get her on this train.
I'm very confused.
Yeah.
I think it might be a little late, but also she now has nieces. She has a niece and a nephew.
It's never too late.
But I think like it's almost at the point where she can read it to them and have them be excited about it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, Harry Potter was the first book that I read all by myself in like first grade when it first came out. And then my mom,
great.
Yeah. And then my mom bought me, I have first editions of all of the books because I would always get I have first printings of all of the books except for book number 2 because it got stolen. Because my mom would buy it for me and I would read it at summer camp.
Oh, that's sweet.
Camp like a nerd.
That's so sweet. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get this friend on the Harry Potter train. Fun.
Her name is Lauren. She's my big for my sorority. I love her very much. I was supposed to go to her wedding. It was July 2020. And I couldn't fly out to Colorado to actually go. And I feel awful about it. But it was a beautiful ceremony. And I sent them some stuff to get through. But yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's still pretty bad.
The personal pan pizza. It ruins everything.
The personal pan
pizza. It's a panini press. It's a panorama.
Panorama.
It's what is it? Personal pan pizza is my favorite.
Personal pan pizza. The personal
because I started doing that in front of my mother and she didn't notice for 3 weeks.
Just didn't put 2 and 2 together.
FaceTimes. She had no idea. Mom, if you're listening to this, I love you so much. Thank you for supporting me. So
it's like our parents are just used to our weirdness. It's just normal.
Well, that and I think
now,
I just
so they just gloss over
so
it
fast that she just like didn't care enough to be like, what? Also, like the fact that I'm one of the more normal interaction. I don't know. I feel like my whole family's strange. We're just a lot in a lot of different ways, and I'm super. Oh my god, I get to go see them in 3 weeks. I'm so happy.
I'm so happy for you.
I haven't seen my family in like 2 years. It's weird.
You know, that's what the pandemic will do to you.
2 years.
More than. No, about 2 years.
No, it's 2 years. I haven't seen you since Christmas 2019.
Yeah, you're right.
But speaking of books, what are you reading right now?
I'm actually in the middle of Station 11. So, I'm a terrible human. I don't know the author's name, but it's...
I legitimately bounce between like 5 different books at a time. I could honestly like half the time tell you. Also, you're going to hear footsteps. I live in New York. Like we're ignoring it. It's fine.
Yeah. Station 11 is about a pandemic. It's pandemic and musicians.
Ooh,
how much personal can we get? It's really good so far. It's written really well. I think I would say about halfway, maybe a little more than halfway through it. It's basically follows traveling musicians after the pandemic and the flu, this type of flu kind of wiped out a lot of the population. And
so something that's like super not relevant right now.
yeah, not relevant at all. Completely would never happen at all.
No,
Ever.
never.
No, never. That's a totally fake scenario. But they travel around to the different small communities in different states and stuff. And it's just kind of about them and how they want to spread art and keep that alive, but also the weird shit they encounter on the road because everyone's trying to survive. So yeah, some light reading, some very light.
I mean, at the beginning of the pandemic, I decided it was the perfect time to read Handmaid's Tale.
Gosh, that's also
March
totally
2020, the worst time to read Handmaid's Tale. But it had been on my shelf for like 3 years, and I had seen the opera, and the soprano I worked with when I was at Charlottesville was in it. And it's fine.
Can't relate. Yeah, that's also another piece that is
and now all of the things are happening, and it was just like a little bit of light reading, and it took me 3 months to read that book, and usually like a book that length takes me like maybe a week. So
maybe a little too close to home. We definitely need some lighter reading.
Oh my God. Speaking of lighter reading, I have tons.
Oh, I love your
it's how I
choice.
Unwind. So for those of you who don't follow me on Goodreads, I read some spicy historical romance novels because it helps me relax and it helps my brain turn off. And also because I am on a couple of lists with publishers and authors, and I actually get free books in exchange for writing an honest review. So that's something that's super fun for me, and it makes me really happy. Really though, because like these are books that I can read in like legitimately 2 days. I was telling Ellen before we hit record, I've actually read in 2021 at this point in time, I think I'm on book 56 or 57 of the year, which is the most books I've ever read in a single year since like middle school. And it makes me really happy to just kind of dive into a different world and be able to support different authors and find new ones.
Insanity. I'm like on book number 3 fun. And I'm like, go me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I read 3 books this year. Like, well, 2.5 technically.
Some people like reading books is like not how they unwind. It's not how they relax. It's how they learn. And that's totally fine. Like for me, it's how I unwind. Like sometimes I will sit down and I will read a book for 6 hours straight instead of watching a couple movies. But speaking of Goodreads, we do also have a book club. I have no idea what book we're reading right now because I haven't picked it yet because past Alyssa hasn't thought that far ahead.
But we're reading one. We are reading one right now, and you should join us.
Yes. And if you want any more information on our book club, you can find the link at the link in our bio on social media, or it will also be in the show notes below. I thought you were going to say something after that.
We didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh, we should do that. Hi, my name is Alyssa.
And my name is Ellen.
And we're Modern Singer. That's cheesy and it's fine. And I'm going to leave it where it is. And we're just going to accept it. And that this podcast is just, it's us coming to you guys with, and just like being real. So
yeah, exactly. That's what we like kind of need in this
just
day and
two
age
sopranos coming together, drinking wine and other substances.
Being very
tired. That's so sketchy. Sorry.
Really sketchy. Hey, you never know. You never know what's in this cup. Just
you can't see it. Not clear.
Can't see it. Oh, well, today we're talking about picking rep.
Yay! I'm so excited. I absolutely love talking about rep. I talk about rep with my students, with my teachers, and I know that we just got out of audition season and started a new year, and the last thing we all want to do is start thinking about auditions yet again. But evaluating your audition package or your 5 now will save you a lot of trouble later.
As singers, we're always auditioning. We're always improving. And by starting now, you're giving yourself more time to solidify your rep and make sure you're prepared for last minute auditions that come up, anything that through the year. Here are just a few helpful ways to find a great audition piece that will fit your voice and show them what you got.
Start by evaluating your past audition season. Identify the areas of improvement in your package. Is your starter aria too long? Do you have too much German or nothing that moves? Despite our best intentions, sometimes our packages get thrown together hastily or just become lopsided over time. I know mine right now is completely English and Italian. Or, maybe you had a fabulous put together package from last season, but your voice changed and now your repertoire isn't serving you as well as it could. Take this time to jot down the holes in your audition package.
Next, identify what you're good at. Is it long lyric lines? Are you really good at coloratura? Is your German just absolutely fantastic? Or maybe it's a piece with a lot of dramatic intention. Maybe it's your acting. That's your strong suit. If you have a strength, start there. Make a list of the things that are best about both your voice and you as an actor and a performer.
And lastly, make a list of what you enjoy singing and identify pieces in your package that aren't your favorite to sing. Something that my teacher always told me when I was in high school is there's too much music in the world to sing something you don't like, unless you're getting paid for it. But your emotion and acting within a piece is just as important as your technique. Spend some time jotting down what comes to mind with as little self-judgment as possible. What's your favorite aria to sing? What aria did audition panels ask for the most? And conversely, what on the list did you never perform? Which aria were you secretly praying would never get called?
I know I had a few of those in my package.
I still have a
Don't
few of
pick it.
those. Like, honestly, Queen of the Night, please, dear God, never pick that for me. I'm terrified of those Fs.
Unless you're going to pay me, right?
Dude, if you pay me, I will sing that and I will not care how scared I am.
Well, once you've identified the areas of improvement in your package, it's time to do some research and experimenting. First, take some time to explore some new rep. Start listening to a wide array of repertoire and jot down what inspires you. Explore how different characters sit with you and how some may bring out a different side of your voice or even your personality. Pay special attention to how these new arias show off your voice and how they fit within other pieces that are on your list. Different companies ask for various types of musical selections, so finding a piece that fits any occasion really could benefit you. A good rule of thumb to follow is to find a set of pieces that contrast in mood and music and are in a couple different languages.
Start experimenting with a few pieces that you found. Bust out those rep books and learn a few lines of different pieces to see how they sound and how they feel in your voice. You may find what you like, and it may not be exactly what you expected. It's okay to sometimes go outside the lines when learning. Exploring new rep may help you eventually decide on a piece to include in your package.
Yeah, and don't forget to ask your friends and teachers. Take that list that you made and chat with your teachers and friends that really know your voice. Once you found a few good selections, spend some time working on them and bring them to a coach or your voice teacher for some more input. The idea is to get feedback from multiple trusted advisors who know the industry, know your goals, and know your voice. They can give you constructive feedback and also help point you in the right direction.
But how do you choose which of these to implement in your audition package? If you are auditioning for YAPs or different types of companies, it's important to have 5 arias in 3 to 4 languages covering several stylistic periods, 1 musical theater piece, 1 oratorio, a monologue, and a couple of art songs. Requirements will differ throughout the season, but securing some foundational pieces ahead of time will make adding anything new to your package a lot more manageable.
And that said, when implementing new rep in your package, don't be afraid to make bold choices. It may be that art song that you've really worked on is a better piece to present than that aria that still may need some polishing. There is absolutely nothing wrong with presenting a piece others say is done too often or is not done enough. If you can do it well, absolutely go for it. I used to sing Steal Me, Sweet Thief, and everyone told me not to do it. But
Honestly,
every time I sang it,
your rendition of Steal Me, Sweet Thief is the only one I like. So.
Thanks, girl. People told me not to do
it.
it.
Follow your YouTube that you don't post on anymore.
With my 11 followers, it's
one of them
that's
is
a pretty
me.
big deal. I'm a big deal, No, but everyone told me not to sing it. But every time I sang it for the Met competition or at auditions or for other competitions, they loved it. They loved it, and it's because I loved it I sang it really well and I acted it really well. And that's really all that matters, you know?
Another part of that is you acted so genuinely as well. And being genuine in your audition is something that is so super important.
Yeah. You have to genuinely like the piece. You have to genuinely connect with the piece and feel good about it. Cause if you don't, you won't like it. You won't like it.
They will know if you don't like the piece. Like,
yep.
It's fine to get paid to sing a role you don't like. It is not fine to present music you don't like to an audition panel.
100%.
Don't forget to check out all of our merch and all of our printables that are now live in our shop, including our new merch line that just launched at the beginning of this year. All of the links are going to be in our show notes below if you are on YouTube, and click on the more button if you are listening on any sort of podcasting platform.
Yeah, definitely make sure to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And definitely sign up for our freebie vault, which is also in the links below, to make sure you get your hands on all of our freebies.
If you have any topic requests, please feel free to send them in at info@modernsinger.com, or go over to our Anchor page and you can send them in there.
And don't forget to tune in next week to learn more about our interview with Patricia O.
She is my coach. We are talking even more things rep, and I am so excited to get to share that with all of you.
Can't wait. Have a good week, everyone. Start listening to a wide array of repertoire and just jot down what inspires you. Explore how different characters.
Start over actually with that paragraph, because instead of repertoire, you said reptar.
Repertoire. This is just water, okay? This is just a big glass of water.
I was just thinking that you drink beer and I don't. So, and sometimes I drink gin, but like,
that's true.
I have wine in my house right now. It's fine.
And other substances.
I could have said the word beverages and I just didn't.
Okay. There's a lot going on.